Welcome, 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 welcome to today's Senior Living. I'm your host, Doug Foster. What's going on, DC? Well, I tell you what I do know. We've had our elections and we've already selected a new mayor. But I'm going to tell you another thing that I did. I had a wonderful time at Susan Smallwood's Polo Jazz at the beautiful Baltimore Peninsula. Man, that was a fabulous event. So I tell you what, that event for me was happy times. Okay, it was a big party, y'all. It was a big party. But I want to give a shout out to all of those folks that was involved. I got a chance to interview. Would you believe I got a chance to interview Clifton Powell? I got a chance to interview several folks out there. I had a lot of people that we broadcast on WOL 1450 AM, and we were going from one person to another. I'm gonna tell you, it was wonderful. Okay, but today's Senior Living is what I'm talking about. This is our podcast. This is our number 6 podcast. Well, I'm going to tell you, there's something about 6 that is special, okay? But let me ask you, George, we got any callers on the line?
We sure do. On the line right now, we have Pastor Bernard Winchester, pastor of First Baptist Church of Fairmont Heights. How are you, Pastor Winchester?
I'm blessed. How you doing?
Well, welcome to today's Senior Living, Pastor Winchester. You know, we haven't seen you in a minute, okay? So where have you been? I mean, you decided to put out a book called 7 Essential Keys to Success, and we haven't seen you lately, okay? But this book is fabulous, my brother, okay?
Well, bless you, man. Thank you.
But this book is a blessing. I'm going to tell you, it is a blessing. And you put a lot of time and work and energy in it, and I'm just so happy to be able to be a part of your world, Doc.
Listen, I'm just grateful and thankful as well, man. Thank you for having me. I'm really humbled.
Well, I'm happy that you are on today's Senior Living podcast, and you also was on WOL 1450, but we're going to continue with WOL 1450, but we just got to keep moving, Doc, you know, and I'm just trying to move it on out into the podcast world. So I'm glad to have you on my show today. But the thing that I have you on, the reason I have you on my show, because I want to talk more about men's health. Men's health is very important to me, very important to most men that look like me and sound like me. And all of those octogenarians, I'm sure they're concerned and happy. But let me ask you, Doc, what's your feelings with regards to men's health, and where are we in the world of men's health from your perspective?
Well, first of all, thank you again, Mr. Foster, for having me on the show. I'm very humbled and honored to be a part of your entourage. I know you're doing great things as well, and so I certainly want to commend you and certainly keep you in prayer that God will continue to bless you and your endeavors. I know it takes a lot of work, and I'm surely praying God, your strength in the Lord, as well as God's blessings upon you.
Well,
men's health is very important, very important. And the reason it's important is because as black men, we have a tendency to not really take care of ourselves. And so I definitely thank you for this platform, because being a man 65 years of age, there are a lot of things that we perhaps don't do as it relates to preventive maintenance, managing our health issues is very important to me. And my wife certainly keeps me abreast of a lot of things because she's like my doctor. And so
you got one too, huh?
I got one too, Doc. I got one too.
Well, I'm going to tell you, without the women in your life that can help you maintain your health, and that has been important to me as well. They play a very important role to me and many other brothers that I talk to, because Doc, there are some things that men don't talk about with regards to health. We don't even talk about the medication that we're taking. We don't talk about the food that we eat. We don't talk about those things. I don't understand it. Talk to me
You know
about
why?
that. I have no idea.
It's because it's been taboo. We tend to think that if we have issues or problems or concerns, then we is seen as in a negative impact. We're frowned upon. We're looked down upon. But in reality, it should be the very opposite, man. We as men, we don't talk about prostate cancer or pancreatic cancer or health issues, mental health issues, even suicidal. There was a time when we shared those concerns, but now we don't share as it relates to suicide because most folks think that if that's a sin or that's a issue that you shouldn't talk about. And there are a lot of young men. I've just found out a lot of young men between the ages of 18 up to 35 committing suicide, high rate.
Right.
And so we even talking about mental health issues, man. We need those things need to be addressed.
Well, and I think a lot of the issues is mental health. I think it has something to do with the food we eat. I think it has something to do with the uh, the smoking that we're doing. We're tearing our bodies down, man. That's what we're doing. We're tearing our bodies down, but we won't take care of that. I mean, I got a brother that I know that, and he's 62 years old. Never been to the doctor.
Wow.
When I say something to him about going to the doctor, well, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm good. And I don't
Well,
understand what that means when you say I'm good. You know, because you don't have no idea. And I think there's a fear factor in that also.
that was what I
because
was just thinking in my
yeah,
mind.
there's a fear factor in that scenario. Okay, because when you got brothers that don't even know what they got, I mean, what happens when do we talk about that? They don't even talk about having a toothache.
No, no, no.
Do they go to the
Because
dentist?
because you're seen as weak.
I mean, do
You're
we go
seen
to
as
the
weak.
crazy?
I'm sorry.
I mean, you talk about somebody that need prayer. I mean,
We
Doc,
certainly do, my friend. We certainly do.
we do need prayer, Doc. But I'm gonna tell you. But do we talk? We don't talk about the food we eat. We don't talk about even drinking. I mean, guess what? We'll talk about drinking Gatorade, but do you know Gatorade has more sugar in it than any other soda?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It
Okay.
does. It
I
really
mean,
does.
and go ahead.
The best thing that we could ever drink is water, plain old H2O, and to drink plenty of it each year, or each day, because that's the natural thing. And whatever God created that was natural is good for us, and it certainly, especially when it comes from the earth. So we ought to keep that at the forefront. But I want to go back a second. You talked about fear, and those are the two things that I believe we as men have allowed to keep us from going to the doctors, to keep us from voicing our pain, because we're seen as weak if we say we pain. I mean, we even teach our young men, you're not supposed to cry, but that's a reality that we need to address and really just get rid of. And so two things that I've noticed. One, you talked about fear. Fear is one, and then a phobia is another. Being in a place where we think that something's going to happen if I go to the doctor. Now, sad to say, I have to admit this. There are times when we go to the doctors, and some doctors, depending on where you are, it's all about the money. Especially if you are dealing with cancer, they always want to push the medicine that they can get a percentage of. So they won't talk about radiation or anything like that. They want to talk about chemo. because chemo is the biggest thing that they can get money out of. But we understand, we found out that chemo is the one that really the cancer that can kill you. It's the chemo addressing all of us. And I've talked to a lot of seniors and a lot of black men who have had chemo before, and they would tell you that they wouldn't wish that on their worst enemy.
Yep.
Because what it does to your body.
Yep. It tears it down.
Yeah, but now they have target radiation. They got different medicines that you can take, and I've even heard of natural foods that you can eat to help deal with cancer. And so there are a lot of things that the doctors won't tell you. And so the phobia is that the reason I believe a lot of us as black men don't go, or seniors don't go, is because we feel like if I go to the hospital, I might not come out.
Yeah, but that's real talk, okay? Because but that has a lot to do with mental illness, I think. It has
Yes, sir.
Has a lot to do with mental illness, and men suffer with mental illness in unprecedented ways. I mean, so that's mental illness, and that's a topic that we need to take up. But I'm gonna ask you for a favor, Doc, while I got you. Will you help me champion this cause to
Yes, sir.
help men begin to realize where we are? I need help. I need ministers. I need lawyers. I need caretakers. I need to establish, and I'm going to establish a men's round table. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to reach back out to you, Doc, and ask you to lock arm in arm with me, and so we can begin to get the word out and begin to start talking about men's health. The only way that we're going to be able to curb this situation, because now we got young men that are in their 40s, okay, that are going to be struggling, okay, because they don't know that they got prostate cancer, okay? So
Yeah.
there is a lot of cancer out here that I cannot understand, and that's the biggest killer out there. But I'm gonna ask you, Doc, if you can do that for me. I'm gonna come back to you again, and we're gonna talk about it on WOL 1450 AM. We want to talk about men's health. Okay, I'll get back.
I would be more than happy to.
I might just call you this Saturday and see if we can schedule you to have you on my show to talk about men's health. Okay.
I'll be more than happy to, my friend. Again, thank you. I certainly appreciate it.
I certainly appreciate your being on my show. This is today's Senior Living, and thank you very much, Doc, for being on today's Senior Living. We're going to
Keep
take
doing
a little.
what you're doing.
I'm trying, Doc. Just keep me in prayer, my brother. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All righty, Doc. Thank you very much for being on today's Senior Living. This is Doug Foster on today's Senior Living number 6 podcast. Today is June 23rd, and we're going to take a break right now. We got to take a little commercial break, but we'll be right back. Well, welcome back to today's Senior Living. Well, I was talking to my colleagues about establishing a men's roundtable so we can have men to come on. And if you're out there, my brothers, call me at 202-810-2663. I want to know what you're thinking. Unless we call in and talk about this, that's the only way that we're going to get to the bottom of it. So, I think that this is something that we have to do. It's not something that I think that we going to try to do, but it's something that we have to do. So, George, have we got a new caller in yet?
Haven't gotten a caller in yet, but hopefully we'll get one soon.
Well, why don't you, let me see if I can. But the other thing, I want to give a shout out to the new mayor. The new elected mayor, Mrs. George. Miss George, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a new time and season, but we're going to need your help as well to help us to get to a place whereby we can get a new beginning with men's health. And I'm hoping that if that is the case, that you can be able to be an instrument and help us out to be able to help us with the men's movement. Okay? So let me call him George, okay?
No problem.
Well, welcome back to today's Senior Living. Your host, Doug Foster, but I've been talking about men's health. Men, I want you to call me here at 202-810-2663, and we can talk more about men's health. So, do we have another caller on the line?
We sure do.
Okay, then, who we got Dr. Wolf on the line?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Well, welcome to today's Senior Living podcast, Dr. John Wolf. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you doing, Doug?
Well, let me tell you this. It's a mission, Doc. It's a mission. Doctor,
It's a mission, huh?
it's a mission, man. This is serious work, you know. And
I understand.
and men's health is you and I have talked about men's health before, and
A
doctor,
lot.
a lot. Dr. Wolf, before I go on, tell us what your position is with regards to how you see men's health in our
Okay.
community.
First of all, let's make it clear to everybody who's watching and/or listening and/or watching. I am Dr. John T. Wolf Jr., PhD. I am not a medical doctor,
Correct.
nor do I claim to be a medical doctor. My PhD from Purdue University is in linguistics, the science of the study of languages. So, no, I had to say that, Doug,
I
because
understand. I'm with you.
speaking on health, they presume that I'm a medical doctor, and I'm not.
I understand that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go right to your question.
So my question is, what is your position on men's health? How do you see men's health, and what are you seeing with regards to men's health in terms of what we are going through with things that are going on in our?
As a senior, I can look at my peers and go back to young people that I know who are under 30. And I would say that there is a high number, and that's based on conversations with men over the past 70 years. A high number do not go to a healthcare physician at all. And then if you want to make it 100%, the next higher level is some go when an ailment is very serious. And then you go up further when it's a catastrophic illness, then they see the doctor. And then the next thing, of course, is transitioning, your demise. So it's a very complicated matter, Doug. Very, very complicated, and there's no one person. There's more than 100, 1,000 people who will give you a perspective, most of which overlap, but at the same time they diverge. They go in a different direction than the previous person or the person who follows them. So it's an extremely complex issue, Doug.
What do you think? What do you see the one of the real issues, John? Is it the lack of us not even thinking about our health, or what do you think is a real?
I think
culprit?
it's a cultural thing. When I say culture, I mean pervasively, without any benchmarks within the culture. The people who make culture across that dynamic, I would say, I just lost my thought right there. So pose your question again, Doug, please, real quick.
Well, I say, where do you think the real issue? What is the foundational issue with men's health?
Right. I think it's foundational, and it's cultural, pervasively cultural. Whatever the culture is, okay. But in America, it is based upon aspects of culture and aspects of those things that people impose or place in culture: race, gender, religion, socioeconomic status, educational level, life experience, age. All of those things go into it. And depending on the specific culture in which one is prepared for life into adulthood and senior citizenship, there's no in my view and my experience now, and having some interest, deep interest in this area, because I, as a person, as a human being, as a man, a black man, I go to the doctor, and I think in
Okay.
an earlier conversation, I can remember my first doctor at age 7, and I'm going to call his name. He's deceased now, Dr. Robert N. Nesbitt in Chicago, and I do that because when I was 7, I was introduced to health because I had asthma. So I've been tuned in it for 70 plus years. Some people have these same experience, but do not follow the message that was given from that particular experience.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense?
Yes, indeed.
See, and everything that happens to us as individuals, separate from our partners and friends and associates and acquaintances, separate from all of them, each one of us absorbs things differently than the next person. You
Right.
from me and I from you.
Right, right.
Yet we can find common ground upon which we can stand and begin to engage in conversation about health as a thing. We talk about men. It's macho, to use an old phrase, old term. It's economic. It's psychological.
Right,
It's sociological.
right.
It's all of those things, and what happens to us over the course of those combination experiences and those exclusive experiences, if that makes sense.
It does. It does.
The ones that we have by ourselves, including the ones that we have with our significant other or others and others, a multitude of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and I think in generally one has to deal with the passing availability of personal time. That is Doug with Doug and John with John and nobody else.
Mm-hmm. So,
Because that's go ahead.
so you think that it boils down into individuality? Is that where he was going with that?
It boils down into individuality.
So,
Because you can be taught something, internalize it, and never use it, and you lose your ability to use it.
mm-hmm.
So if you never get it, then how can you use it? And if you get it, how do you use it? So if you get exposed, how do you use it? If you're not exposed, how do you get it?
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
it seems as though that a lot of this lack of manhood has something to do with that. The root of it is mothers and fathers. The root of it is parents as the little boys grow up, not being taught.
but that's correct. I would agree 100%, Doug.
Not
but
being,
there's one variable, the variable we're talking about, the one factor, the one thing, the one grain in the relationship between the man and the woman that is important to what they impart to the child.
mm-hmm.
If neither of them or one of them is not living as I'm trying to explain, then they cannot nurture that child to understand the importance of something as simple as personal health.
And,
It is
yes,
the key. It's the wrapping paper that keeps us doing whatever we do as long as we live.
because I can
If that
remember,
makes sense.
I can remember,
Yeah.
John, in elementary school, we would used to be taught about going to the dentist.
Okay.
We were taught how to, take care of ourselves. There were things that
Yes.
in sociology that they taught us in school, but it wasn't carried forward from school to home. Okay,
Exactly. Or vice versa.
or vice versa. So is our men health issue tied up into the root of our parents when they did not give us the nurturing and the care, and so many other things come in on us, John, as men. The economics comes in, the need.
Absolutely.
A lot of things come in on us. So as a result of that, where is the real serious issue with that? Because until we get to the bottom of it, is when we are going to be able to impart to men about men health. Because it's bigger than just men's health. What we're talking about here, John, is not just men's health. It's bigger than that.
I think there are lots of models across the globe of starting points, whether it's organized solely for men, led by men and everything, whether it's coeducational, whether it's religious, whatever the context in which the person functions, there has to be this engagement, this commitment. And that, to use you and me as examples, that could be as much a combination of us both getting information like this from one source. You get it and I get it, same words, but perceived, how we perceive those words turns into what we come to be, how we come to behave, which turns into the rejection of things that were given to us. I hope that's making sense.
Well, that makes a lot of sense to me, John. But we got to be able to explain that to men in a way that they can be able to grab onto it and run with it.
But who does that? Whose responsibility is that?
The responsibility is all of us.
Okay,
I don't think that there's any one particular individual who's responsible for it. I think that we're at a critical need at this point, I think, John, because we're losing our men rapidly to cancer of all different forms.
Okay,
And
so Doug, I don't disagree with you, but I challenge your viewers, your listeners, to consider that's absolutely on point. But there's the other side of that is why? What is this for? Why do I need this? You're talking about something that I'm going to need 10 years from now. I may not even reach that point. So why are you giving this to me? That's another consideration. Or the general acceptance of the position that you were explaining just a moment ago. So it can cut, it's like day and night. There is a day and there is a night, but there are transitions between the two. Or like walking upstairs, it's the same thing. Each step gives you a different perspective. So that you and I are hearing the same words and reading the same symbols, but your input and process, how you think, how you reason and with logic or not, emotion, and whether you have empathy, all of those numbers add up to, I'm here on this issue and I'm over here on the other side of that issue. I can see both sides of the issue. And really there's more than just two sides, if that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say in simple words is, for this to attack this problem, we need what you said, the coming together.
Absolutely.
But I mean, and what I interpreted from what you said about coming together was, it doesn't matter where you are, in what stage, what age, every
Don't matter at all.
marker it don't matter at all. And when that congealing, when that unification, when that experience begins to materialize, then you can put because you have some energy, concerted, focused, regenerative energy that will enable people to become more engulfed by, hey, my personal health is one of the most important things that I have to do, no matter what, if I'm going to live.
Yeah.
Because there are things that I absolutely have to do to sustain my life. And if I stop doing those, something else happens to me.
Yeah, I think it comes down to John. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think it comes down to, John, men talking to men. And I think that's one of the real issues that I see. Because if you find out women talk to one another about their health, men don't talk to men.
Agreed.
You know.
And I agree with you that men need to talk to men, but there's a door or a curtain that has to be opened or pulled back for men to see each other as peers, as equals, as you know what I mean?
Yep,
Instead
absolutely.
of that bravado, that macho again, and I can whatever, and there are words I don't want to use. Okay, so, but we are, your viewers and listeners, when they hear this, if they listen to it, I think some of what we're talking about will resonate.
Yep.
And if it resonates with one, then it can do so with 10, then 1,000, then 1,000,000, okay? And when you have that emerging density, the only thing that can happen is the energy that feeds that spread is regenerative to the point where it keeps expanding and bringing more and more people into that realm of knowledge.
Into the fold. And
that makes sense.
And that's pretty much what this podcast is all about, bringing people together, bringing them to a point where we can express themselves openly, honestly, and transparently. And that's one of the issues that we can't be, for some reason or another, we don't feel the need to be transparent with one another with regards to our health, with regards to where we are in life. Right. I don't have
or what we believe in,
or what we believe in, So these are the things that we're going to have to. But John, I'm going to ask you a favor, okay? As a friend,
sure.
I want to ask you if
As
you
a
can.
Friend.
If
I could talk to you about my mental health, right?
But John, I'd like to ask you if you will join me in the development of a men's roundtable, so we can talk about the men's issues and talk about where we're going and where we are with regards to men's health, and bring in some experts and people that we can lend a helping hand and see what we get out of it. You know what I'm saying? But the only way we're going to be able to do that, we got to have men like you and a whole lot of others that we have. But John, before I go, I want my listeners to know who you are and where we can get in contact with you. Can you give us your contact information?
Okay, my cell phone number is 240-291-6989. And my email account is T W O L S E J R 60 at the wow, what is it? I want to say .com is what I was trying to think of. I was thinking of net, but that's something else.
Well, that's all right.
Did I screw that up?
That's all right, John. I got
It
it.
was clear.
It's clear to me, okay? But anyway, John, I want to thank you very much for being on today's Senior
Well-
Living to talk about men's health. And we're going to probably have more intense conversations with regards to
Sure,
men's
sure.
health.
Thank you for
especially-
thinking of me.
I appreciate it
Sure.
very much.
Have a good
John.
night.
So, okay, thank you very
Sure.
much. We're going to take a break right now, but we will be right back. Welcome back to today's Senior Living. I'm your host, Doug Foster, and our conversation today is, as usual, is about men's health, and which is very important to me, should be very important to all you guys out there. But if you guys are listening, please call me here at 202-810-2663. And let us see if we can talk. If you got any issue, let's talk about it, okay? Let's see what we can do about it. But if you are interested in it, let's just call me here at 202-810-2663. George, do we have another caller on the line yet?
Yes, we do. We got Mr. Stephen Nash on the line with us. Mr. Stephen Nash, how are you? Welcome to today's Senior Living.
I'm well. How are you?
Well, thank you so kindly, Ken. How are you, my friend?
Everything is good. Everything is good.
Well, Ken,
Good to be on the show again.
I'm glad you're here. Listen, I'm going to keep calling you as long as I can.
And you know, I will always try my best to be there for you, Doug.
But no problem, my friend. Listen, Ken, we're talking about men's health, and for some reason or another, we got young men out there that are not doing the things that they can do to take care of their health, and I'm trying to find a way that we can begin to at least have them to interact. You know, women talk about their health, right?
Sure.
And they talk to their girlfriends and their co-workers and so forth and so on. Why do you think men don't talk to one another about their health?
I don't, we talk about this amongst ourselves, and I haven't figured this out, man. I don't know if it's we're afraid or if it's a macho or we just want to keep things to ourselves and keep things private and we feel everything is okay. I haven't figured that one out yet. I think I was telling you, Doug, that I sat around with some friends and all of them are professionals and a couple of them are doctors. And I even asked doctors, I said to them, do you have a primary care physician? And two doctors said no.
Oh,
I said, well, how do you take care of yourself? And they said, well, if something's going wrong, I will go see another friend, but I don't have a doctor I go to all the time. I don't have. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing right there.
They don't have a primary care physician?
They don't have, these two doctors I know don't have primary care physicians at that time. And we had all made promises that we would find our physicians, So I haven't talked to them about that since, but that shocked me, And
that's shocking to hear.
Yeah. So I haven't figured out why, and it's it seems like it's brushed off sometimes when we sit around and talk about it. We know it's important to have a look at our mental health as well as our physical health,
right?
But I think we're just so busy serving in many ways and dealing with problems and issues that we forget about ourselves. I think that's a big problem with black men. We forget about ourselves and what we should be doing for ourselves because we're so busy taking care of our families. We're so busy working and trying to move up the ladder, and all those things that we forget that, hey, we got to stop and take care of ourselves.
Yeah, but that is true. I mean, but you got to add a little bit to yourself. You're gonna have to give yourself something. My mother always told me that if you got a quarter, save 5 cents out of it. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Save something for yourself. But I'm just interested in terms of why. The issue is why. It's economics. I understand that. It is the root of it is your parents. I mean, we were taught a lot. Even in the public schools, we were taught a lot about our health. But after we became 18 and over, we just forget. But you never forget about the football game, do you? We never forget about the baseball game. And we don't. So my concern is why and we're losing young men now, Doc, at an alarming rate with cancer.
Cancer, and not just cancer, but also heart issues.
Heart.
High blood pressure. Suicide is up for black men. There's some pretty prominent cases of black men in very prominent positions that have committed suicide and also taken their spouse's life as well. I mean, there's all these factors that really did not really affect us in many ways. But if you look at the statistics now, those things, heart attacks, cancer, and suicide and mental health are at the top of the crisis for black men.
What do you see by the way, we do know that you're the CFO or CFO, the president of started nursing. What do you see at your facilities? What is the one thing that you see?
The nursing home, Started Baptist Nursing Home, just for you all to know, we are Started Baptist Nursing Home, historic black nursing home, been around since 1890 here in the District of Columbia. And what we are seeing is what we always see. We have women taking care of women. There are not a whole lot of men that are living long enough to even be in a nursing home.
Wow.
We are probably 80 to 85% women. So that
what,
speaks a lot.
that, does speak-
That says a lot.
what does that
That says
tell
a
you?
lot.
What is the number one thing it tells you?
Yeah, it's something that women know how to take care of themselves more than men.
Yep. But
Yeah, so we have to learn from them. We have to learn from the women. You know, women they gather together, they have
yeah, they
conversations,
do.
they talk about their health, they talk about their problems, they have friend groups, and they're able to release the stress in life, because stress is another thing that kills us.
Yeah,
You
now
know,
stress that is a big factor.
yeah,
Men
it's a
don't suffer
huge
with it.
factor for a black man.
Yes,
It's
it
a
does.
huge factor for black men, and we 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 have to learn how to de-stress. We have to learn how to appreciate nature, say thank you,
Mm-hmm.
not worry about climbing up the ladder all the time,
Mm-hmm.
um, and those good things. But and we have to work together with our wives and significant others as well, and not worry about this, money really worries us to death. We're I just think about all the males in my life. It's always been the career ladder, making money, making enough to take care of the kids and make sure we had a nice home, make sure that we were able to go to a good college, making sure we were all, had the clothes we need, and going to the right private schools, and all that kind of stuff. And that has an effect on us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If we don't know how to I call it defragging.
Yeah.
I don't. My dad was very good at defragging, which he would get up at 4 in the morning and go out and do things before we even woke up, and had himself all ready. And that's why he made it to, almost 90 years old, I feel, because he had a lot of diseases, but most people that had the diseases he had would have been gone at 50, and he made it to almost 90. So, and my father-in-law as well, he's very good at defragging. He's on a schedule. He knows how to take care of himself. He goes to the doctor on a regular basis. He talks about things outside of sports. He's close with his wife of over 67 years. And that's my dad said, watch him. Whatever you see him do, imitate what he does. My dad would always say.
That's exactly right.
So we have to have mentors that kind of talk. Talk. I had a conversation with my mentor today. I just called him, and just talked about everything, and let things out that I can't say to just everybody.
Do you think that that men today doesn't have that outlet that they can go to other
Yeah,
men?
I think so. Yeah, you got to have
But
some mentors. You have to have some people that can talk to you and tell you, it's okay, boy. Let it out.
Yeah.
And I've been through it, right? And
Yeah.
and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
For the mental health side, because we need that.
Yeah, because I'm hearing people say that when you ask them about their health, they say, well, I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I don't understand it when you say I'm all right, and then 2 weeks later you got a heart attack
Right.
or a stroke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm all right.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And
Yeah.
I'm-
I have a great wife who tells me, you're not all right. Okay, go to the doctor. I'm watching you. That belly is getting a little too big, right?
Yep.
Let's go walking. Let's do some other things. I don't care what you're doing at work. What you need to do is this. She just told me today. I know you're going through this and that and the other. It's very stressful at work. But remember this. There's God. There's prayer.
It
Let's
is.
take a walk.
It is.
Right?
Yep.
Let's have a good conversation. I love you. You love me. That's the
Yep.
kind of stuff that's going to keep you around.
That's
And I
exactly
need
right.
you to be around,
My wife does the same thing to me. I mean, she even go to the doctor with me. Okay, I mean, I got a schedule that you would not believe, and she's on it more than I have. But it's good to have them around to be able to usher you to do the certain things. But Doc, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to ask you a favor all at the same time. I want to
Sure.
conduct the men's roundtable, and I'd like to ask if you would come with me.
Anything you do, man.
You
Anything
know,
you do, Doug.
you know.
I'll be there with you. Okay.
Okay,
You just tell me when, and I'm there. And Starter will be there to support you.
Amen. I appreciate that, and I'm going to make certain that I get in touch with my good friend, the Reverend L.K. Floyd, too. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Anthony Hood too.
Oh my God, definitely. So we can develop this men's. I just want to have a round table so we can at least start discussing this, and so we get
Yes.
because once we start talking about it and see if we can get legs, because it got to spread, and it got to spread from the older guys down to the younger guys, because the younger guys don't care. They don't. They're just concerned about their football and the basketball and the soccer.
Yeah. That's true. And they're doing a lot of self-medication too. You watch what they're doing. They're going to the bars. They're drinking.
Yeah, buddy.
And now it's when I talk to the young boys, they tell me, yeah, it's legal, so I'm going to smoke it.
Yep.
It's helped me wind down, but it's not.
It's not. It's killing you.
It's killing you. It's killing your brain.
It's killing you
And
softly.
I have a beautiful book I'll share with you that talks about African based medicine, and it has a whole chapter on medicine on marijuana use, and it'll blow you away.
I'm sure it will.
And I'd like to come and talk about it. Maybe if the author's still alive, but he just talks about marijuana use. He said, don't fall for that legal stuff. It's legal. It's killing people. They don't even know it.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get together a few of my friends and associates and see if we can get together at least here in D.C. and talk about men's health. I want to establish a round table, and I hope that we can do it at Started. We might can start at Started.
That sounds like a winner to me. We have plenty of space for that.
Yeah.
I would set it up in next week. If you need it next week after that, well, let's make it happen, okay?
Let's make it happen. Doc, thank you very much for being on today's Senior Living.
I appreciate you, Doug. I appreciate you, Doug.
And love you, bro.
God bless you, man. Love you too, man.
Thank you very
You're
much
awesome.
for being on today's Senior Living. Thank you again. Well, I'm gonna tell you, we got to start somewhere, and if we don't start now, when do we start? So it's got to be something that we got to do ourselves to curb this problem, and that's not at an epidemic proportion yet, but we don't need it to get there. We got some men health people out here that can help us to get the word out. And if you got an issue, but we want to call you, call us here at 1-800. I'm talking about WOL now, but 202-810-2663. And this is today's Senior Living. We hope that you will be well, stay strong, stay healthy. And as we say here at today's Senior Living, we're here for you. God bless, and we'll see you the same time next week right here at today's Senior Living.